First contact. The vast emptiness of space stretched out before Captain Elara Vance as she guided her small survey vessel, the Stargazer, into orbit around the uncharted planet designated XB427. Its swirling azure atmosphere glowed softly against the backdrop of unfamiliar stars, a tantalizing mystery waiting to be unraveled. Elara double-checked her sensor readings, a mix of excitement and trepidation coursing through her veins. This was her first solo mission for the Terran Exploration Corps, a chance to prove herself and potentially make a groundbreaking discovery. The planet's unusual energy signatures had caught the attention of her superiors, but its remote location in an unmapped sector of the galaxy made it too risky for a full expedition. That's where Elara came in, young, ambitious, and willing to take calculated risks in the name of scientific advancement. Initiating atmospheric entry sequence, she announced to the ship's computer, her fingers dancing across the control panel. Adjusting shields to compensate for ionic interference. The Stargazer shuddered as it pierced the planet's upper atmosphere, bathed in a soft blue glow. Elara's eyes darted between her instruments and the rapidly approaching surface, searching for a suitable landing site. A vast, shimmering ocean dominated much of the visible terrain, broken up by scattered archipelagos of emerald islands. There, Elara muttered, zooming in on a promising location. That peninsula should provide stable ground and easy access to multiple biomes of sample collection. With practiced precision, she guided the ship down to a smooth landing on a rocky outcropping overlooking the alien sea. As the engines powered down, Elara took a deep breath, savoring the moment. She was about to become the first human to set foot on this world. After a final systems check and donning her environmental suit, Elara stepped out of the airlock. The gravity was slightly lighter than Earth standard, giving her movements a subtle bounce. She took a few experimental steps, marveling at the alien landscape around her. The air, while breathable according to her senses, carried an unfamiliar tang, something metallic mixed with an almost floral scent. Strange, crystal-like formations jetted from the ground at irregular intervals, their surfaces refracting the light of the system's distant sun in dazzling patterns. Initiating preliminary geological survey, Elara said, activating her suit's recording devices. She carefully collected samples of the crystalline structures, her scientific curiosity momentarily overriding her sense of wonder. A sudden movement in her peripheral vision caused Elara to spin around, her hand instinctively reaching for the compact energy pistol at her hip. She relaxed slightly when she saw nothing but the gently lapping waves of the alien ocean. "Must have been a trick of the light," she murmured, chuckling at her own jumpiness. Still, a nagging feeling persisted. The hairs on the back of her neck stood on end, as if she were being watched. Deciding to investigate the shoreline, Elara made her way down a gentle slope towards the water's edge. The sand crunched beneath her boots, composed of fine, iridescent particles that seemed to shift color with each step. She crouched down to collect a sample, marveling at the way the grains flowed through her gloved fingers. That's when she heard it, a soft, melodic sound carried on the breeze. It was unlike anything Elara had ever encountered, somewhere between a song and a plea. Her head snapped up, scanning the horizon for the source. There, about 50 meters out in the gently rolling waves, she saw a figure. At first glance, it appeared almost human, with a vaguely humanoid torso and head. But as Elara squinted against the glare of the alien sun, she noticed the differences. Its skin was a pale, shimmering lavender, and what she had initially taken for hair was a mass of delicate, translucent tendrils that undulated in the water. The creature's arms, or were they fins, thrashed weakly against the waves. With a start, Elara realized it was struggling, fighting to keep its head above water. Without hesitation, she stripped off her bulky environmental suit, leaving only the thin, waterproof undergarment. "Hold on," she shouted, plunging into the alien sea. The water was cool against her skin, with an almost gelatinous consistency that made swimming a challenge. Ilara pushed through, her powerful strokes carrying her swiftly towards the distressed alien. As she drew closer, she could see the fear in its large, opalescent eyes. The creature reached out with webbed hands, its movements growing weaker by the second. Ilara's training kicked in, and she maneuvered behind the alien, supporting it with one arm while using the other to swim back towards shore. The journey back seemed to take an eternity. The alien was surprisingly light, but the strange properties of the water made progress slow and exhausting. Ilara's muscles burned with the effort, her lungs working overtime as she fought against the gentle but persistent current. Finally, her feet touched the shifting sands of the beach. With a final burst of energy, she half-dragged, half-carried the alien onto dry land. They both collapsed onto the shore, Ilara gasping for breath as the adrenaline began to subside. For a long moment, there was silence save for the lapping of the waves and Ilara's heavy breathing. Then, a soft touch on her arm caused her to look up. The alien was watching her intently, its head tilted in what seemed to be an expression of curiosity. "Ah, are you okay?" Ilara asked, not expecting a response. To her shock, the alien's tendrils began to glow with a soft, pulsating light. A voice resonated in her mind, not heard with her ears, but felt within her very thoughts. "You saved me," the alien communicated, its mental voice tinged with awe and gratitude. "Why?" Ilara blinked, struggling to process this new development. You were in trouble. I couldn't just stand by and watch." The alien's tendrils rippled, and Ilara felt a wave of emotion wash over her, gratitude, mixed with something deeper, more profound. Such selflessness, it is rare in this universe. I am Zarek, last guardian of the luminous accord, and you, brave one, have set in motion events that will reshape the cosmos. Before Ilara could respond, Zarek placed a webbed hand on her forehead. Images flooded her mind, vast starships, ancient artifacts pulsing with unimaginable power, and shadowy figures that radiated malevolence. She saw worlds in flames, entire civilizations rising and falling in the blink of an eye. When the visions subsided, Ilara found herself trembling, her mind reeling from the influx of information. Zarek regarded her sullenly, its alien features somehow conveying both apology and resolve. "I have shared with you the weight I carry," Zarek communicated. "The fate of countless worlds now rests in our hands. Will you help me, Ilara Vance of Earth? Will you stand against the coming darkness?" Ilara's head spun with questions, her scientific training warring with the undeniable reality of what she had just experienced. This was far beyond the scope of her mission, beyond anything she had ever imagined encountering. Yet, as she looked into Zarek's eyes, she felt a sense of purpose unlike anything she had known before. Taking a deep breath, Ilara nodded. "I'll help you, Zarek. Whatever's coming, we'll face it together." As if in response to her words, the crystals scattered across the landscape began to pulse with an otherworldly light. The very air seemed to thrum with energy, and Ilara knew that her life, and the fate of the galaxy, would never be the same. In that moment, on a remote, uncharted world, an unlikely partnership was forged. A human explorer and an alien guardian, united by chance and bound by a shared destiny. As the twin suns of XB427 dipped towards the horizon, casting the alien sea in shades of gold and violet, Ilara and Zarek began to plan their next move, the first steps on a journey that would take them across the stars and into the very heart of an ancient conflict. Little did Ilara know that her simple act of compassion had not only saved a life, but had also set in motion a chain of events that would test the very limits of human ingenuity, courage, and determination. The galaxy was about to learn just what humanity was capable of when pushed to its limits, and Ilara Vance would be at the forefront of that revelation. As night fell on XB427, the Stargazer systems hummed to life, preparing for a voyage far beyond its original mission parameters. The first chapter of an epic adventure was drawing to a close, but the true story, a tale of friendship, sacrifice, and the indomitable human spirit was only just beginning. The awakening gift. The stargazer pierced through the swirling nebula, its hull glimmering with an iridescent sheen, a parting gift from the crystalline shores of XB 427. In the cockpit, Captain Elara Vance's fingers danced across holographic controls, her movements precise despite the fatigue etched on her face. Beside her, Zarek sat in silent meditation, tendrils pulsing with a soft, otherworldly light. Quantum drive spooling up, Elara announced, her voice tight with anticipation. Ready for the jump on your mark, Zarek. The alien's eyes snapped open, opalescent orbs focusing on a point in space invisible to human perception. Now, Elara. The veil between realities grows thin. Elara slammed her palm onto the activation crystal. The ship shuddered, reality itself seeming to bend and warp around them. Stars streaked into lines, then fractals, before dissolving into a kaleidoscopic tunnel of pure energy. The stargazer had entered the flux, a hyperdimensional conduit that defied conventional laws of physics. As the ship hurtled through the impossible space, Zarek turned to Elara, tendrils writhing with barely contained power. It is time, brave one. The gift I promised, the key to standing against the void harbingers, it must be bestowed now, while we traverse the spaces between. Elara swallowed hard, her heart racing. I'm ready, she said, surprising herself with the steadiness in her voice. Zarek's webbed hands enveloped Elara's temples. The alien's touch was cool, almost electric. What I offer is not merely power, but understanding. The Lumina Cognita, the living light of knowledge. It will change you, Elara Vance. Are you prepared for that change? 1,000 doubts raced through Elara's mind, but she pushed them aside. They had come too far to turn back now. Do it, she whispered. The world exploded into light. Elara felt herself unraveling, her consciousness expanding to fill the flux itself. She saw the birth of stars and the death of galaxies. Civilizations rose and fell in the blink of an eye. The secrets of the universe unfurled before her like the petals of a cosmic flower. And then she saw them, the void harbingers, creatures of shadow and malevolence, drifting between realities, consuming all in their path. Their hunger was infinite, their power nearly godlike, but they were not invincible. In that moment of transcendent understanding, Elara saw the key to their defeat. With a gasp, she snapped back to her body. The stargazer erupted from the flux, alarms blaring as it narrowly avoided collision with a massive space station. The structure was like nothing Elara had ever seen. A sprawling metropolis suspended in space, its architecture a blend of organic curves and impossible geometries. The Nexus, Zarek explained, steadying Elara as she struggled to reorient herself. Last bastion of the luminous accord. Here, we will find allies and answers. As Elara maneuvered the ship towards a docking bay, her mind raced to process the flood of new information. The Lumina Cognita had changed her, just as Zarek warned. She could feel it humming beneath her skin, a wellspring of cosmic awareness waiting to be tapped. Zarek, she said slowly, her eyes never leaving the looming station, I saw everything. The harbingers, the fall of the Accord, the schism of 1,000 worlds. But I also saw hope, a weapon hidden away eons ago. The Starblade. Zarek's tendrils flared with surprise. The Starblade is a myth, a legend told to give hope to the hopeless. Elara shook her head, a smile playing at the corners of her mouth. It's real, and I know where to find it. As the stargazer docked with a gentle thud, Elara felt a surge of determination. The universe had placed an impossible burden on her shoulders, but she was no longer the same woman who had left Earth on a routine survey mission. The Lumina Cognita had awakened something within her, a spark of the divine, tempered by human ingenuity and spirit. The station's docking bay was a hive of activity. Beings of every conceivable shape and size bustled about, their forms ranging from vaguely humanoid to utterly alien. Some were clearly biological, Others seemed to be living machines, while still others defied categorization entirely. As Ilara and Zarek disembarked, a hush fell over the crowd. All eyes turned to the unlikely pair, the last guardian of the luminous accord and the human who now radiated with barely contained cosmic energy. A towering figure approached, its body a swirling vortex of starry vapor contained within an exoskeleton of living metal. When it spoke, its voice resonated on multiple frequencies simultaneously. "Welcome, Zarek, faithful guardian, and welcome, Ilara Vance of Earth, bearer of the Lumina Cognita. I am Xirak, overseer of the Nexus. Your arrival was foreseen, though its meaning remains shrouded." Ilara stepped forward, her newfound confidence surprising even herself. "Overseer Xirak, we come seeking aid. The Void Harbingers stir in the spaces between realities. They must be stopped." Xirak's form rippled, a visual representation of deep contemplation. "The Harbingers are a threat beyond measure, young one. Many have tried to stand against them. All have failed." "Not this time," Ilara insisted. She raised her hand, allowing the energy of the Lumina Cognita to flow through her. Glowing sigils of pure light danced in the air around her. "I've seen the path to victory. The Starblade is real, and I can lead us to it." A murmur ran through the assembled crowd. Xirak's form pulsed with surprise and a flicker of hope. The Starblade, if it truly exists, it could turn the tide. But the path to such a weapon will be fraught with peril. Zarek placed a webbed hand on Ilara's shoulder. "We do not ask anyone to walk this path alone, but we must act swiftly. Even now, I sense the Harbinger's agents moving against us." As if summoned by Zarek's words, alarms began to blare throughout the station. Xirak's form coalesced into a more solid state, tendrils of cosmic energy arsing between the plates of its exoskeleton. "It seems the enemy has followed you here," the Overseer intoned grimly. "The Nexus stands ready to defend itself, but we cannot hope to repel a full-scale assault from the Void Harbingers." Ilara's mind raced, the Lumina Cognita granting her insights and calculations faster than any human computer. "We need a diversion," she said, her eyes gleaming with the light of inspiration. "Something to buy us time while we locate the Starblade." She turned to address the diverse crowd of alien beings. "I know I'm a stranger to you all. I'm not even supposed to be here. But right now, I'm asking for your help. Not just for me or for Earth, but for every living being in every reality the Harbingers threaten." To Ilara's amazement, her words seemed to resonate with the assembled aliens. She could feel a ripple of determination spreading through the crowd, a shared purpose taking root. A hulking reptilian being stepped forward, its scales shimmering with bioluminescent patterns. "I am Kralax of the Skeleborn Collective. Our battle fleets stand ready to engage the enemy." Another alien, this one seemingly composed of pure energy contained within a humanoid force field, pulsed with agreement. "The Photon Syndicate will lend its stealth technology to mask your search for the Starblade." More and more beings stepped forward, pledging their support and resources. Ilara felt a swell of emotion, gratitude, hope, and a fierce determination to prove worthy of their trust. Xirak's form expanded, encompassing Ilara and Zarek in a protective sphere of cosmic energy. "It seems the tides of fate have turned in our favor. Come, we must prepare. The battle for the future of all realities is about to begin." As they hurried deeper into the heart of the Nexus, Ilara's mind whirled with possibilities. The Lumina Cognita had given her knowledge beyond imagining, but it was her human spirit, her creativity, adaptability, and unwavering determination that would shape that knowledge into a force capable of saving the universe. The Void Harbingers were coming, their shadowy tendrils already reaching across the gulf between realities. But they would find more than easy prey waiting for them. They would find a united front of diverse species, led by a human woman who carried within her the legacy of an ancient power and the indomitable spirit of Earth. As the Nexus hummed with preparations for war, Ilara Vance stood at the center of it all, a beacon of hope in a darkening cosmos. The next phase of their journey was about to begin, a race against time to find the Starblade and unlock its power before the Harbingers could snuff out the light of creation itself. Little did anyone know that the greatest weapon in this cosmic conflict would not be found in ancient artifacts or alien technology, but in the boundless ingenuity and courage of humanity itself. Quantum entanglement of destinies. The Nexus pulsed with frenetic energy as Ilara, Zarek, and a hand-picked team of alien specialists prepared for their daring mission. Holographic star charts swirled around them, depicting the treacherous path to the Starblade's hiding place. The cryptosphere, Ilara explained, her eyes glowing with the power of the Lumina Cognita. A pocket dimension locked away by the architects of Dawn. The Starblade isn't just hidden there, it's part of the dimensional fabric itself. Kralax, the reptilian warrior, growled softly. And how do we breach a realm that doesn't technically exist? Ilara's lips curved into a confident smile, with a little human ingenuity and a lot of impossible science. She waved her hand, manipulating the holographic display. Streams of data coalesced into a shimmering, ever-shifting geometric form. "Behold, the quantum keystone," Ilara announced. Part mathematical equation, part cosmic tuning fork. It'll resonate with the dimensional frequencies of the cryptosphere, allowing us to punch through. Zarek's tendrils rippled with admiration. Extraordinary. The Lumina Cognita has granted you insights beyond even the Luminous Accord's understanding. It's more than that, Ilara said, her voice soft but firm. The knowledge is there, yes, but it's the human ability to connect ideas in unexpected ways that's the real key. We see patterns where others see chaos. A sudden tremor shook the station, causing alarms to blare. Sirak's starry form materialized beside them, crackling with urgency. "The Void Harbingers have begun their assault," the Overseer intoned. "Our outer defenses are holding, but not for long. You must depart immediately." Ilara nodded, her expression hardening with resolve. "Then let's not keep them waiting." The team rushed to their ship, a sleek, experimental craft that blended technologies from a dozen different species. As they strapped in, Ilara felt a familiar presence brush against her mind. "Be cautious, Ilara Vance," Sirak's telepathic voice whispered. "The power you wield is both salvation and temptation. Remember your humanity, it may prove to be your greatest strength." With a final salute to the Overseer, Ilara engaged the ship's quantum drive. Reality twisted around them as they plunged into the chaos of interdimensional space. The journey to the cryptosphere's coordinates was a harrowing odyssey through realities that defied description. Timelines fractured and reassembled around them. Entire universes were born and died in the space between heartbeats. Throughout it all, Ilara's mind raced, calculating impossible variables and making intuitive leaps that left even her alien companions in awe. The Lumina Cognita sang within her, harmonizing with her human creativity to navigate the unnavigable. Finally, they arrived at their destination, or rather, the absence of a destination. Before them stretched an expanse of utter nothingness, a void that hurt the eyes to look upon. The cryptosphere's outer boundary, Zarek whispered reverently. Ilara took a deep breath, centering herself. Time to knock on eternity's door. She activated the quantum keystone, its intricate patterns of light and energy expanding to envelop the ship. The void before them began to ripple and twist, reality itself struggling against the intrusion. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing happened. Then, with a silent explosion of light and color, a portal tore open in the fabric of existence. By the first flame, Kralax breathed, his scales shifting to mirror the portal's iridescence. "You've done it, human." Ilara allowed herself a small smile of triumph. "We're not done yet. Brace yourselves. We're going in." The ship plunged through the portal, emerging into a realm that defied comprehension. The cryptosphere was a masterpiece of impossibility. Galaxies condensed into droplets of light, nebulae that sang with voices of pure mathematics, and at the center of it all, a structure that could only be described as a cathedral of starlight. The cosmic forge, Zayak said in hushed tones, birthplace of the Starblade. As they approached the ethereal structure, a sense of wrongness permeated the air. Shadows flickered at the edges of perception, and an oppressive weight settled over them. "We're not alone," Ilara warned, her body tensing for action. No sooner had the words left her mouth than the ship was rocked by an impact. Alarms blared as cracks spread across the view screen. "Void Harbinger Vanguard," Kralax roared, manning the weapons systems. "They followed us through." Outside, nightmarish shapes coalesced from the darkness between stars. The Harbinger's servants, beings of shadow and anti-light, swarmed toward the cosmic forge. "They're after the Starblade," Ilara realized with dawning horror. "We can't let them reach it first." What followed was a battle unlike any in human history. Ilara and her team fought with technology beyond imagining, wielding weapons that bent the laws of physics and strategies that unfolded across multiple dimensions simultaneously. But it was Ilara herself who turned the tide. Drawing upon the Lumina Cognita and her own irrepressible human spirit, she wove a tapestry of light and thought that confounded the enemy at every turn. "Impossible," one of her alien companions muttered in awe. "She's rewriting the local laws of causality." Indeed, Ilara had tapped into the fundamental nature of the cryptosphere itself. Past, present, and future became clay in her hands as she reshaped probability to their advantage. With a final, reality-shaking explosion, the last of the Harbinger's vanguard was banished back to the void. The way to the cosmic forge lay open. As they docked with the celestial structure, Ilara felt a tremor of anticipation run through her. They were moments away from claiming the Starblade, the key to saving all of existence. But as the airlock cycled open, Ilara hesitated. The warnings of Serac echoed in her mind. The power she wielded was intoxicating, godlike in its scope. For a moment, she glimpsed a version of herself drunk on that power, reshaping reality on a whim. "Ilara." Zalek's concerned voice snapped her back to the present. "Are you all right?" She took a deep breath, centering herself once more. "I'm fine," she said with a smile, pushing away the temptation. "Just remembering why we're here." As they stepped into the cosmic forge, Ilara felt a surge of pride and determination. Yes, she wielded power beyond imagining. But it was her humanity, her compassion, her creativity, her unbreakable will that truly made her strong. The Starblade awaited, and with it, the fate of all realities hung in the balance. But Ilara Vance, once a simple explorer from Earth, now the linchpin of cosmic destiny, strode forward with confidence. For in that moment, she understood a fundamental truth. It was not godlike power that would save the universe, but the indomitable spirit of humanity itself. The next phase of their journey was about to begin, and the Void Harbingers would soon learn the true meaning of humanity. Yeah. Echoes of infinity. The cosmic forge stretched before Ilara and her team, a labyrinth of crystalline pathways and impossible geometries. Every surface pulsed with an inner light, as if the very structure was alive and aware of their presence. "The Starblade's energy signature is fluctuating," Zayak reported, his tendrils weaving complex patterns in the air as he scanned their surroundings. "It's as if the weapon is hiding from us." Ilara closed her eyes, reaching out with her heightened senses. The Lumina Cognita surged within her, intertwining with the ambient energies of the forge. When she spoke, her voice resonated with otherworldly harmonics. "Not hiding," she corrected, her eyes snapping open. "Evolving. The Starblade isn't just a weapon. It's alive, constantly adapting to protect itself from falling into the wrong hands." Kralax growled in frustration, his scales shifting to a deep crimson. "How are we supposed to claim a weapon that doesn't want to be found?" A wry smile played across Ilara's lips. We don't find it. We prove ourselves worthy of it. With newfound purpose, they pressed deeper into the heart of the cosmic forge. Each chamber presented a new challenge, a test of not just their abilities, but their very nature. In one room, gravity reversed itself every few seconds, forcing the team to adapt their movements with split-second precision. Another chamber bombarded them with temporal echoes, confronting each member with shadows of their past and potential futures. Through it all, Ilara's human ingenuity shone. Where her alien companions saw insurmountable obstacles, she found creative solutions. Her ability to think laterally, to connect disparate ideas in innovative ways, proved invaluable. Remarkable, Zavik mused as Ilara used the Lumina Cognita to harmonize with the Forge's defenses, turning them to their advantage. Your species' adaptability is truly your greatest strength. As they neared the core of the Forge, a new presence made itself known. A figure coalesced from motes of starlight, taking the form of a being both ancient and ageless. "I am the echo of the architects," it intoned, its voice a chorus of cosmic whispers. "You who seek the Starblade know this. Its power comes with a price. To wield it is to bind your fate to the very fabric of reality." Ilara stepped forward, her chin raised in determination. "We understand the risks. The Void Harbingers threaten all of existence. Whatever the cost, we must stop them." The Echo regarded her with eyes that held the depth of galaxies. "You speak with conviction, child of Earth, but are you prepared for the true test?" Before Ilara could respond, the world around them shimmered and changed. They found themselves floating in a vast star field, surrounded by holographic projections of countless worlds. But hold, the Echo's voice reverberated through space itself. "Every reality threatened by the Void Harbingers. You must choose which to save and which to sacrifice." Horror dawned on Ilara's face as she understood the implications. "You can't ask us to." "The Starblade's power is finite," the Echo interrupted. "To save everything is to save nothing. You must decide the fate of entire universes." The alien members of her team began to argue, each advocating for their own worlds and allies. But Ilara remained silent, her mind racing as she absorbed the information flowing through the cosmic display. Suddenly, her eyes widened with realization. "No," she said firmly, silencing the others. "I reject your premise." The Echo's form flickered with surprise. "Explain." Ilara's voice grew stronger, filled with the passion and determination that defined humanity at its best. "You're operating on old information. The universe isn't a zero-sum game. Every world, every life, is connected in ways we're only beginning to understand." She waved her hand, using the Lumina Cognita to manipulate the holographic display. Threads of light began to connect the worlds, forming a vast, shimmering web. "We don't need to sacrifice worlds," Ilara continued, her eyes blazing with inspiration. "We need to unite them. The Starblade isn't just a weapon, it's a catalyst. With it, we can forge a cosmic alliance unlike anything the universe has ever seen." The Echo was silent for a long moment, its starry form pulsing with contemplation. Then, to everyone's amazement, it began to laugh, a sound like wind chimes in a solar storm. "Generations of seekers," it mused, "and none have ever challenged the very nature of the test itself. You continue to surprise us, Ilara Vance of Earth." The star field faded, revealing a chamber at the very heart of the cosmic forge. There, suspended in a column of pure energy, floated a blade of impossible beauty. Its edge seemed to cut through the fabric of reality itself, leaving shimmering afterimages in its wake. "The Starblade is yours," the Echo declared. "Use it wisely, for the fate of all realities now rests in your hands." As Ilara reached for the weapon, time seemed to slow. In that eternal moment, she saw infinite possibilities stretching before her. Worlds saved, civilizations uplifted, a new age of cosmic harmony ushered in by the combined efforts of countless species. But she also saw the challenges ahead. The Void Harbingers were still out there, a threat of unimaginable power, and even if they were defeated, the temptation of the Starblade's power would always remain. With unwavering resolve, Ilara grasped the hilt of the Starblade. Energy surged through her, the Lumina Cognita resonating with the weapon's ancient power. In that moment, she was more than just Ilara Vance, more than just human. She was a nexus of cosmic forces, a fulcrum upon which the fate of all existence would turn. As the power settled within her, Ilara turned to her companions, her eyes glowing with newfound purpose. "The real battle begins now," she declared. "It's time to rally the universe." Zarek's tendrils rippled with excitement. "What's our next move?" A smile of fierce determination spread across Ilara's face. "We're going to rewrite the rules of reality itself. The Void Harbingers want to destroy. We'll show them the true power of creation." As they prepared to leave the cosmic forge, the Echo's voice whispered one final time. "You carry the hope of countless worlds, Starblade Bearer. Remember always, your greatest strength lies not in the weapon you wield, but in the indomitable spirit of humanity that guides your hand." With the Starblade humming with potential at her side and her diverse team standing with her, Ilara Vance stepped forward to face her destiny. The battle for the fate of all realities was about to reach its crescendo, and at its heart stood a human woman armed with the power of the cosmos and the unbreakable will of Earth. The Void Harbingers were about to learn a lesson etched into the very stars themselves. Never underestimate the power of human determination. Singularity uprising. The fabric of space-time rippled as Ilara's ship, now christened the Cosmic Weaver, tore through the dimensional barriers. The Starblade pulsed at her side, its power intertwining with the Lumina Cognita to guide their path through the multiverse. Multiple realities converging, Zarek reported, his tendrils dancing across holographic displays. The Void Harbingers are massing their forces for a final assault. Ilara nodded grimly. "Then it's time we show them what a united universe can do." As they emerged from the quantum slipstream, a breathtaking sight greeted them. Thousands of ships from countless civilizations filled the space around them, a kaleidoscope of alien designs and technologies, all gathered for one purpose: to stand against the encroaching darkness. Kralax let out a low whistle. "By the cosmic egg, you actually did it. You united the universe." "We united the universe," Ilara corrected with a smile. "Every being here chose to stand up and fight for something greater than themselves." A communication channel crackled to life, and Sirek's starry visage appeared before them. "Starblade Bearer, the combined fleets await your command. The fate of all realities hangs in the balance." Ilara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of countless worlds resting on her shoulders. But instead of fear, she felt a surge of determination. This was what humanity did best, facing impossible odds with creativity, courage, and an unbreakable spirit. "Attention all ships," she broadcast, her voice carried across the vastness of space and echoing through multiple dimensions. "Today we face an enemy that seeks to unravel the very fabric of existence. But we have something they can never understand: the power of unity, of diverse minds coming together to create something greater than the sum of its parts." As she spoke, Ilara channeled the power of the Starblade and the Lumina Cognita. A shimmering web of energy began to form between the allied ships, connecting them in ways that transcended normal physics. "I'm establishing a quantum empathy network," she explained. "It will allow us to coordinate our efforts across multiple realities simultaneously. Trust in it, trust in each other, and together we will rewrite the future of the cosmos." No sooner had the words left her mouth than the void before them began to churn and boil. Reality itself seemed to scream as the Void Harbingers tore their way into normal space, eldritch monstrosities of shadow and anti-light, each large enough to swallow entire star systems. "All ships, execute Starburst Gambit," Ilara commanded. The ally fleet moved as one, their formations shifting in impossible patterns that confounded the Harbinger's senses. Weapons of unimaginable power lanced out, striking from multiple dimensions simultaneously. But the Void Harbingers were ancient and powerful. They retaliated with cosmic horrors that threatened to unravel the very laws of physics. Entire squadrons of ships winked out of existence, erased from history itself. "We're losing too many," Krolax growled, his claws digging into the control panel. Ilara's mind raced, the Lumina Cognita presenting her with countless tactical simulations. Suddenly, an idea sparked, wild, dangerous, and utterly human in its audacity. "All ships, initiate Protocol Omega," she shouted. "Zarek, prepare for a resonance cascade." "Ilara, that's insane," Zarek protested. "The energy required wooled." "Trust me," Ilara cut him off, her eyes blazing with determination. "Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or even our adaptability. It's our ability to do the impossible when our backs are against the wall." As the Allied fleet regrouped, Ilara raised the Starblade high. Its edge began to glow, cutting through the barriers between realities. The Lumina Cognita surged within her, harmonizing with the weapon's ancient power. "Everyone, channel your energy through the quantum empathy network," she commanded. "We're going to create a cosmic resonance unlike anything the universe has ever seen." Across multiple dimensions, countless beings focused their will, their hopes, and their very life force into the network Ilara had created. The Starblade became a conduit, amplifying and focusing this united energy. The Void Harbingers, sensing the building power, redoubled their assault. Reality buckled and warped around the battlefield as they brought their full might to bear. For a moment that stretched into eternity, the outcome hung in the balance. Then, with a sound that could shatter worlds, Ilara brought the Starblade down in a sweeping arc. A wave of pure creation erupted from the blade, washing over friend and foe alike. Where it touched the Allied ships, it reinvigorated them, repairing damage and enhancing their capabilities beyond their designer's wildest dreams. But when it reached the Void Harbingers, the effect was catastrophic. The wave of creative energy was anathema to their very existence. They writhed and screamed, their shadowy forms unraveling before the combined will of a united cosmos. "Push forward," Ilara cried, her voice carrying the strength of billions. "Show them the true power of life, of creation, of hope." The Allied fleet surged as one, their weapons blazing with newfound power. The Void Harbingers, for the first time in their ancient existence, knew fear. One by one, they were driven back, their shadowy essence scattered across the multiverse. As the last Harbinger fell, a cheer went up that echoed across realities. Ships of every size and design swarmed around the cosmic weaver, celebrations erupting in 1,000 languages. Ilara slumped in her chair, exhausted but triumphant. The Starblade hummed contentedly at her side, its job done for now. "I can't believe it," Krolax muttered, his scales shifting through a rainbow of colors. "We actually won." Zarek's tendrils wove patterns of joy and wonder. "Not just one, my friend. We've ushered in a new age for the entire cosmos." As the adrenaline of battle faded, Ilara looked out at the vast fleet surrounding them. Beings from every corner of the multiverse, once separated by unfathomable gulfs of space and understanding, now united in a way never before thought possible. "So," she said with a tired smile, "what do we do now?" Tesseract's starry form materialized before them, pulsing with barely contained excitement. "Now, Ilara Vance of Earth, we build. The quantum empathy network you created, it's more than just a tactical tool. It's the foundation for a new kind of cosmic society." Ilara nodded, understanding dawning in her eyes. A true galactic community, where knowledge and resources can be shared across dimensions, where the strengths of each species can uplift all others. And it all started with one human's compassion, Zarek added softly. "Your act of kindness in saving me set all of this in motion." As the Cosmic Weaver began its journey back to the Nexus, now the capital of this new multiversal alliance, Ilara felt a profound sense of pride, not just in herself, but in humanity as a whole. They had faced the darkness at the edge of creation and emerged victorious, not through overwhelming firepower or advanced technology, but through the very things that made humans unique: their creativity, their adaptability, and their unshakable determination to forge connections even in the darkest of times. The Starblade would be retired, placed in safekeeping until the cosmos had need of it again. But its legacy, and the legacy of humanity's first steps onto the cosmic stage, would echo through eternity. As Ilara looked out at the shimmering starfields, now alive with the potential of countless civilizations working together, she smiled. The adventure wasn't over, it was just beginning. And humanity, with its boundless ingenuity and indomitable spirit, would be at the forefront of this new age of cosmic wonders. The universe would never be the same, and neither would Ilara Vance, the woman who had journeyed from a simple explorer to the catalyst for a multiversal renaissance. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she knew one thing for certain: humanity was ready to face them, armed with the greatest weapon of all, the power to unite, to create, and to inspire hope across the infinite tapestry of existence.